Good evening and welcome to NEWSBREAK Live. I'm Hiba Samad. It's Tuesday, October 29. Thanks so much for joining us. Here are your top stories. As fires in Northern California continue to spread, local firefighters have been deployed. The Kincaid fire in Sonoma County has spread to more than 75,000 acres as of this morning. Fire officials say only 15% has been contained and 124 structures destroyed so far. Torrance Fire Department members are on the front line as part of a strike team of engines. The team was deployed early Sunday morning and are completing a 24-hour shift protecting structures in the Santa Rosa area. Governor Gavin Newsom says firefighters have responded to nearly 330 fires across the state in just the past few days alone. And what is being called the Getty Fire continues to burn and impact many parts of Los Angeles County as well. As fire crews work to contain the blaze, officials are now warning people who live away from the fires to be careful about air quality. The South Coast Air Quality Management District has issued a smoke advisory for parts of Los Angeles, the coast between Santa Monica and Ventura County, and the San Fernando Valley through tomorrow morning. The Getty Fire, as of this morning, has burnt 656 acres and is only 5% contained. Officials say air quality is unhealthy, especially for those who have sensitivities. Now, if you smell smoke or see ash due to the wildfire or are even traveling through the areas, the best way to protect yourself is to stay inside with doors and windows closed. Also, it's a good idea to avoid outdoor exercise. Now, if you're hitting the road tonight, you may face some road closures. The city's Community Development Department has plans to close all northbound lanes of Madrona Avenue from Sepulveda Boulevard to Plaza del Amo beginning tonight at 6:30 p.m. The closures will continue through tomorrow early morning. Southern California Edison is replacing a pole, and officials are encouraging drivers to avoid the area. Camino College spread awareness about the dangers of substance abuse and driving under the influence today. For another year, the college sponsored a substance abuse and DUI awareness fair. It featured demonstrations and activities to share the dangers of substance abuse. There was a course set up where students wore DUI goggles and maneuvered golf carts through a driving course. The goggles simulated impairment. Also, a crash car that was involved in an alcohol-related fatality was on campus. Police officers, Los Angeles County Department of Public Health, Substance Abuse Prevention and Control, Los Angeles County Tobacco Control and Prevention Program, and many other resources were available for students.
I think it was really different than what I expected. I've never driven under the influence, so being able to put the glasses on, it really opened my eyes to see that some people are doing this, and this is something that we do have to really be aware of when we're out on the road.
And my whole career with the El Camino Police Department, I have over 550 DUI arrests. The most I've arrested in 1 year are 75.
A local school has new painted sidewalks. The city's Public Works Department recently paved Carson Street between Anza and Hawthorne Boulevard as part of the restriping. They enhanced the school crosswalk near Jefferson Middle School. They used fresh paint to restripe the pedestrian signal and adjacent frontage roads. Officials say the pattern is consistent with the state's guidelines. Now, the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce is looking for candidates to participate in a leadership program. You can now apply for a Leadership Torrance Class of 2020 on the Chamber website. Leadership Torrance is a program focused on developing effective leaders from across the South Bay. It provides opportunities for emerging leaders to take an active role towards building a stronger community. The program encourages community connections through partnerships with city officials and local businesses. Over a 6-month period, participants experience 9-day-long excursions that will jumpstart their understanding of the Torrance community and South Bay business environment. Each class chooses a community project that allows participants to put their leadership skills they develop into practice. To apply and learn more, head to torrancechamber.com. Torrance City Council and the Social Services Commission will continue to discuss how to combat homelessness. A joint meeting is being continued this evening to allow for public input about the growing issue of homelessness in the city. On October 15th, a meeting was held, but council decided to bring back the recommendations by the commission on a later date when they had more time. The City Council did not take action that night and have plans to make a decision tonight on whether to accept and file a proposed homelessness report, prioritize the creation of a city homeless plan, return to council for its adoption, and for quarterly updates on progress, and approve staff's recommendations to direct the city manager to explore creating a homeless task force comprised of city staff and partnering agencies. The meeting will take place at 7 p.m. tonight in the council chambers. A project to monitor air quality in the city is launching this Thursday. Residents will be able to get up-to-date readings from monitors with data collected from 2 community sites so far, including North Torrance High School and Elm Avenue. There are 2 more sites that are still being worked on, West Torrance High School and Genser Park. It's part of a project sponsored by the South Coast Air Quality Management District to monitor air quality in Torrance from 2019 to 2021. Also part of the project, Torrance Refinery's complete fence line monitoring system along the North Torrance fence line will be installed in January 2020 as required by the South Coast AQMD 1180, and small portable sensors will be distributed to Torrance businesses and residents to help measure concentrations of particulate matter throughout the community. Torrance Air will utilize readings from all 3 types of monitors. All sorts of pollutants will be monitored. The Torrance Air Monitoring Network is being managed by Sonoma Technology, a team of scientists with more than 35 years of experience in the field of air monitoring and data analysis. A well-known Peruvian chef is bringing his expertise in tempura to Torrance. Carlos A. Pinto is no stranger to Torrance, as he worked at Hanusuke in the Matsuwa Marketplace in Torrance for a long time. But this Friday, he's opening his own restaurant called Tempura Carl's Jr. Carlos Jr. The 40-seat restaurant is opening in the heart of downtown Torrance at 1510 Cabrillo Avenue, where Kozan Japanese restaurant used to be. The menu will have deep-fried seafood and vegetables that can be ordered in 3 ways. The restaurant will serve a diverse array of alcohol beverages. They're hiring, so if you're interested in kitchen or server positions, you can submit an email to info@tky-use.com. They'll be open from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily. If you're heading to the Los Angeles International Airport soon, there are some big changes that went into effect today on where you can get picked up. Passengers planning on getting a ride from a taxi or rideshare will now have to go to a separate lot called LA Exit to get a ride from Uber, Lyft, or even a taxi. Curbside pickups from designated spots at terminals will no longer be allowed. The goal is to decrease traffic in the central terminal area. The space is only for pickups, and passengers departing can still be dropped off at terminal curbs. LA Exit is located just east of Terminal 1 at the corner of Worldway and Skyway. You can either walk through the terminals or take a shuttle from the airport that will run every 3 to 5 minutes during peak hours. While you wait for your pickup, there are restrooms, benches, and local food trucks that will be available. This is the latest in a series of measures LAX is taking to reduce the impact of traffic while work continues on a $14.3 billion capital improvements program. UPS is gearing up for the holiday season by hosting national hiring events across the country. This Friday is UPS Brown Friday. Officials say daily package volumes more than doubles during the holidays from its normal 20 million packages each day, and that's why they're hosting nearly 170 hiring fairs occurring simultaneously across the country. They have plans to offer 100,000 seasonal jobs. There is only one UPS Brown Day event happening in Los Angeles County this Friday at 11 a.m. To see the list of locations, go to jobs-ups.com. Let's get to the weather. Despite it being quite cold this morning, it warmed up with a high of 70 degrees and an expected low of 53 tonight. Then tomorrow there'll be a high of 77 degrees with a low of 52. And on Thursday, it will be the perfect day to hit the beach with a high of 78 degrees. Halloween is just a few days away, and local law enforcement are reminding people to enjoy the holiday in a safe way. Torrance police say it's a good idea to carry flashlights so drivers can see you. Always use marked crosswalks and corners where it's safe. Always look left, right, then left again before crossing. Also, stick to familiar and well-lit routes and carry a cell phone in case of an emergency. Drivers should slow down, be patient, and extra vigilant for everyone. Also, always examine your candy before eating it. If there is an emergency, call 911, and the Torrance Police Department's non-emergency line is 310-328-3456. A generic brand of Xanax is recalled for posing a risk of infection. One lot of alprazolam is being recalled by Mylan Pharmaceuticals, Inc. due to the potential presence of a foreign substance. The lot number is on the screen for the tablets that are 0.5 mg and are packaged in a bottle of 500 with an expiration of September 2020. Officials say anyone who has experienced problems that may be related to using the recalled medication should contact their doctor immediately. For more information, consumers can call Mylan at 1-800-796-9526. Well, here are some upcoming events you won't want to miss. You can enjoy Halloween at the Del Amo Fashion Center as they host an event at its Lux Court from 4 to 6 p.m. There'll be several interactive activities such as craft projects, photo booth, and more. Various retailers will also host trick-or-treating for costumed children. The City of Torrance is also hosting its annual Halloween Carnival at Wilson Park from 4 to 8 p.m. There'll be carnival booths and games for all ages. You can purchase a wristband for $10 if you want to participate in the carnival. They'll only be accepting cash. There will also be a costume parade at 6:30 p.m. Food trucks will be out there for the celebration. Then this Sunday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. you'll be able to attend Music and Madrona at the Madrona Marsh Preserve and Nature Center. All ages are invited for a morning under the willow trees. They'll play Native American drums, songs, and history. The event is free. Well, in just 2 minutes, Joey Garcia, the Senior Administrative Analyst for the Public Works Department, will join me to talk about the upcoming free rain barrel program in Torrance and the many projects in the works. We'll be back in just a few.
There. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Can I tell you another one? So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it. What's Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana. What is a boxer's favorite drink? Fruit punch.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple? Chop the
Nope, I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope, I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Welcome back to the second half of NEWSBREAK Live. Joining me is Joey Garcia, the Senior Administrative Analyst for the Public Works Department. Welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Joey, this weekend is very special for your department because you guys are hosting the annual free rain barrel program that brings out a lot of people. So talk to me about how your department has brought it back and why.
Yeah, so we've been giving out rain barrels since 2015. We've given out close to, I want to say about 3,000 rain barrels so far.
Oh, wow.
We try to do it every year. It's a fantastic opportunity. So it is grant funded in majority by the Southern California Metropolitan Water District, or MWD for short. Thanks to them, we're able to continue the program, keep it going. We have it again this year, and we hope to have it again next year.
So registration is still underway, and you mentioned that will continue through at noon this Friday. So people can still go online and register. We're going to share the website with you shortly. But tell me, why is this so important for residents to come out and get these rain barrels?
That's a fantastic question. So yes, you can still come in until Friday, or register online until Friday. We accept people to come in on a first come, first served basis, drive in. Our rain barrel program is only part of our entire conservation programming and conservation portfolio. When it comes to conservation, there's parts where we want to make sure we produce our water sustainably, but also conserve water both indoor and outdoor. How we do is by capturing rainwater. So when you capture the rainwater, instead of having that rainwater just go straight into the storm drains and down the streets, we're actually able to capture it, slow it down, and then use it for our lawns, for our different plants, and make sure it stays on our property and not go out into the ocean.
So you did mention this rain barrel program is in partnership with MWD and SBESC. So tell me about the partnership with these organizations, a little bit more about it.
Yeah, so as you can tell, it's not a one person or one organization solution. So we do try to partner with as many people as we can who share the same goals, same values as we do. So one of our key partners for this event is the South Bay Environmental Services Center, or SBESC. They're located here in Torrance, and they're kind of they're a regional base. So for the entire South Bay, not just Torrance, they're the sort of catch-all for everything to do with water, energy, inside the home, outside the home. So if you have any questions to do with any sort of rebates or information on how to become more sustainable in your lifestyle, they're an amazing resource to reach out to. For this event, they're the ones who are handling our registration, reservations, and we'll actually be there out on Saturday, checking out your papers and making sure that you get your rain barrels. I want to give a huge shout out to West High School. They've been gracious enough to host us at their parking lot. So big shout out to them. And then we try to partner with the Madrona Marsh, make sure we get enough volunteers out there as well.
So registration is still open, but of course you can show up while supplies last. And you just did mention it takes place at West High School from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. this Saturday. So talk to me about the availability. If you show up, don't expect to take home 4. You only get 2, right?
That's exactly right. So you're allowed to have. So when you go online or you call on the phone, you can reserve up to 2 rain barrels, and that's 2 rain barrels per household. It is a first come, first served basis. So from 9 to 11, you can come in, grab your rain barrels. You can have those 2 rain barrels if you want to. But after 11 o'clock, we do start giving them out on a first come, first served basis. So if you haven't registered, or if you only picked up one and you decide you want another one, go ahead and come back between 11 and 1, and we'll give them out depending on how many rain barrels we have left.
And to register, you can go to sbesc.com, or you can give them a call at 310-371-7222. Now, once you get the barrel, there's some information people should know, that it does come with a built-in mosquito net and also how to use it, right? And I'm sure that information is going to be given out if you do come out to the event.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So that's actually one of our biggest questions and concerns about rain barrels is about stagnant water. So you are collecting rainwater. That's raw water. So you should absolutely never drink that water. It's coming off your roof, bringing down all that dirt and collecting there. We made sure that each rain barrel came with a built-in mesh. So the mesh itself, it's fine enough that mosquitoes can't get in, can't lay eggs. It's approved by the EPA, by the LA County Vector Control Board, to ensure that no mosquitoes can get in. Now, there are valves at the top and at the bottom of the rain barrel, one for your hose and one to drain it. We recommend to keep all those closed because mosquitoes can get in through either of those openings if they're left open. Your garden is probably thirsty, so we recommend that you use up all the rainwater within a week of that rain.
Okay.
And if you don't go through your entire rain barrel within that first week, then we do recommend that you empty it out, drain it out at least once a month. So you don't have to worry about mosquitoes coming in there, but we do want to be especially sure. One thing that I really want to drive home is that this is it's just rainwater for your garden, for your garden, for your lawn. It is not meant to be drank, so it's yes, just for your garden.
So don't take any chances.
Don't drink it, and use it.
So speaking of using it, tell me, what are the benefits for someone who's never done this before and they're interested in registering? What are the main benefits?
Yeah, so absolutely. So I love our rain barrel program, right? It's a good way of showing both your neighbors and your community that you're interested in making sure that we really use our water supplies wisely. So part of that is collecting that rainwater and then using it on our own property. So like I mentioned earlier, when that first rain comes down, it really does take away all that dirt, all the oils and everything from our driveways, from our entire homes, and then flushes it out into the storm drains and then all the way out into the ocean. So we can do that. We can mitigate that by collecting the rainwater through our rain gutters into the rain barrels, and then putting it back on our lawns and on our different gardens, and then letting it percolate and naturally filter back into the groundwater.
And the program is just one way the Public Works Department is taking steps to educate people, but there are so many other great projects the city is working on right now to make sure that we are conserving water. So tell me a little bit more about some of the projects that are in the works.
So I love our Public Works Department. Our water division is busy all the time. So our capital improvements division, we have so many projects on the works. So currently, one of our biggest projects that actually just finished up is our Goldsworthy groundwater desalter. So that's different from an ocean desalination. This is groundwater desalination only. So what we're doing is we're able to take out salty water, filter it to a level that's so pure, so clean that we actually have to put minerals back into it we have to blend it for taste, and then that goes directly back into our drinking system. So because of the expansion that we just recently finished, that one facility is going to be able to provide up to 20% of the drinking water that we require here in Torrance, and it's phenomenal.
Wow.
Our second phase is the North Torrance Wellfield project. So if you've driven by Yukon Elementary and you've seen some construction, you've seen some boards go up, that is the North Torrance Wellfield project. It is one of our largest projects. We are expected to have it completed in the next couple years, 1 to 2 years out. When that is completed, that project itself, along with the desalter, is going to be able to supply 50% of all the drinking water that Torrance customers are using. And it's an astonishing amount of water that we can produce.
Well, and then you also mentioned that it will also mean that the dependence on imported water will go from 80% to only 20%, and that's a lot.
That's exactly it. So this will provide 50% of the drinking water that we use, and then the last project that we have coming up is our Van Ness Wellfield project. When that project's currently in the design phase, okay, and when we complete it and finish it in the next 4 to 5 years, we'll be able to flip our water dependency. So currently we import about 80% of our water from either Northern California or through the Colorado River, and only 20% locally. But in 4 to 5 years, we're going to flip that entirely. So 80% of our water is going to be produced locally, and only 20% imported. And that's important for so many different reasons. So the main reasons is, two main reasons is it's a lot cheaper. It's a lot cheaper and safer to produce our water locally. And if in case there's any earthquakes, and in the case of any major catastrophes or events, we know that we can rely on our water here locally instead of depending on large aqueducts coming from Northern California or from Colorado. So it's cheaper and it's more reliable, and that's critical.
And people can get more updates and information on the project all on our website at torranceca.gov. You guys do a great job with updating everything. And speaking of water conservation, can you give us any tips for our viewers? I know your department's really big on education and always reminding the community on ways they can conserve water.
Yeah, so I mean, growing up, we've all heard of these simple water conservation tips like make sure you turn off your faucet when you're brushing your teeth, or take shorter showers. One song per shower, and that's been really critical. We reduced our water consumption in the city of Torrance by 20% in the past 5 years. Wow. I mean, it is phenomenal. The other part of our water conservation is actually done on the outside of the home. So anywhere from 30 to 40% of the water that you pay for, that you bring into your home, is actually used outside to water your gardens, to keep your lawn green. So what we do is we try to encourage people to, take advantage of a rain barrel program, or replace your nice Virginia grass, bluegrass, with something that's more environmentally friendly and sustainable to California. It doesn't have to be drab. It's absolutely no plastic. It can be something very beautiful. And the way we encourage residents to come out and take advantage of our rebates. So we have weather-based controllers to make sure that you're irrigating at the proper time. We have classes, free classes available to learn how to remove your turf, how to replace your turf. We have design classes available. So the last thing we want to do is just slap on an ugly piece of plastic on your lawn. We want to make sure it's vibrant, it's beautiful, and it really reflects the kind of community that Torrance is.
And of course, all this information can be found at spesc.com or go to torranceca.gov. And of course, they can call your department if they have any questions. Now, circling back to the Rain Bill program, it's this Saturday. Is there any reminders you'd like to share with our viewers about it? I'm assuming the best plan is to show up early.
That's exactly it. So it is a very popular program. We have about 600 rain barrels, and each and every single one of them is gonna go quickly. We've been giving out 3,000 rain barrels, and every single one of them has gone. So when you come, please arrive early, be patient. If you register between now and Friday, that really helps us out, because then we just pull out a paper, we have you ready to go. Just be patient, just show up, you drive in, we load it in, and you're on your way out.
And before I let you go, for people who already have it, they don't have to switch it out every few years, right?
No, that's right. So you can these rain barrels are they're recycled rain barrels, and they're meant to last for at least 30 years, if not more, as long as you don't scrape them around. They're repurposed, and if anything falls off on them, they're actually pretty easy to repair and replace.
Well, Joey, thank you so much for your time and sharing all this great information.
Thank you for having me.
Have a great night. And we just talked about the details for the free Rain Bill program. Registration is underway through Friday at noon. It will take place this Saturday at 9 a.m. through 1 p.m. It's taking place at West High School's parking lot. To register, call 310-371-7222 or go to sbeesc.com. Well, that does it for NewsBreak Live. If you ever have news or video that you'd like to share, please email us at newsbreak@torranceca.gov. Also, if you missed any portion of the show, you can catch it all on Torrance City Cable's YouTube page. Have a great night.